Each year they help entrepreneurs grow their businesses, professionals lead their organizations, and community leaders expand their reach for a thriving local economy that benefits everyone. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is COMCAST Newsmakers coming to you from the Frederick Meyer Gardens and Sculpture Park in Grand Rapids. Joining me now is the Vice President of Government and Corporate Affairs for the Grand Rapids Area Chamber of Commerce, Andy Johnston. Thank you so much for joining us
Pleasure
today.
to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
And I would imagine your chamber, just like all other chambers, trying to be a place where business leaders, entrepreneurs can all come together, connect. But a little bit unique in that you have a focus right now where you're really focusing on trying to become more diverse, focus on diversity, inclusion, that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a clear business case for creating a diverse and inclusive community, and the Grand Rapids Chamber has really been a leader in that since the late 90s. And we're continuing those efforts. Today, we have our Meet the Buyer events for ethnic minorities, women, veteran-owned businesses, LGBT businesses, to connect with the purchasers in the West Michigan economy. We also hold an annual Diversity Inclusion Forum. This year, later in November, we have the president of the W.K. Kellogg Foundation coming in to share D&I strategies that work with in organizations so that our members can take that away and have something that they can implement, hopefully, the next day, because it's a key building block, I think, to our economic success as we look forward.
Well, for those people who do think, oh, it's just politically correct for chambers to be doing things like this, there are proven business reasons that this is going to benefit everyone financially.
Absolutely, and we have an OutPro event, which is a networking program for members of our LGBT community. A really large, multi-billion-dollar company in the area had one of their recruits say that when they saw that the chamber offered that in this community, it helped them make that decision to come here and hopefully to stay here, because that's key for our especially our large corporations, but all corporations, that when they spend the time and effort to recruit somebody, we can create that stickiness in the community so that they stay.
And you have some events coming up that sort of focuses on bringing some of those folks together?
Yeah, November 10, we have the Meet the Buyer event, and then on November 20, we have our Diversity and Inclusion Forum. And then the OutPro events are running throughout the year. It's just one of the ways we focus on the different tribes, really, that make up our greater Grand Rapids Area Chamber of Commerce community.
Excellent. And when it comes to government affairs, you have efforts in that direction as well?
Yeah, we spend a lot of time and efforts in government affairs, and well, Lansing's keeping us busy. They need to get a road deal done, and they need to get it done soon. The longer that we wait, the more expensive it's going to get to repair. It's that constant refrain Michiganders have been hearing. They've been working on it for 4 years. Let's get it done. And so we're trying to keep up that pressure with our West Michigan lawmakers in particular to get something done. This is a core function of government, and we got to solve this problem.
So in other big cities, Chicago, LA, New York, the roads aren't as big of an issue because they do have that mass transit in place. I know in Southeast Michigan, the complaint is there's not enough good mass transit.
Right.
West Michigan, how does Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, those big communities, how do they fare when it comes to transportation outside of relying on the lawmakers in Lansing to make the roads better?
Well, so we took matters into our own hands in the city of Grand Rapids, and we passed an income tax increase extension to fund our roads locally. Coupled with that, we have one of the top public transportation organizations in the country in the Rapid, and they've just constructed the Silver Line, which is a bus rapid transit line, which is really helping us up our game when it comes to public transportation.
Okay, excellent. What would you say are still the biggest challenges today in general when it comes to attracting, retaining businesses, employers, employees?
Yeah. I mean, I just met with a business last week they're having to turn away business because they can't find the talent they need to meet the demand that they're seeing from their customers. A low unemployment rate is great. We love low unemployment rates, but sometimes that creates other talent and skill issues. So we're really having to cope with that talent issue. That's one big barrier. Another thing I think that's exciting that the city of Grand Rapids is trying to do is more activate our the Grand River. The more we can do that, the more benefit we'll see.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Laurel.
For more information on today's topic, you can visit grandrapids.org. Today's COMCAST Newsmaker was Andy Johnston, the Vice President of Government and Corporate Affairs for the Grand Rapids Area Chamber of Commerce.